So here's our session overview. The session is really about the move from cloud as a destination to cloud as a driver. For years, we've focused on migration, modernization, and stability. And now the conversation is changing because AI is no longer just inside our applications. It's being built into the platform itself. So we'll start with a quick talk about the Oracle AI database, where intelligence is directly integrated into the data layer. We're then going to look at how OCI is evolving into a self-optimizing infrastructure. And from there, bringing it closer to home, we'll explore how PeopleSoft teams can use AI for smarter operations and a better user experience. We're also going to take a quick look at how managed services fit into the model, helping you maintain compliance and performance and continuous improvement. So that's where we're headed. A little bit about Mythics. I'll keep this brief because today we really want to focus on AI and PeopleSoft. But it also helps to know who's behind the work. So Mythics brings together three of Oracle's most trusted partners, Mythics, SpearMC, and Smart ERP. And together we bring deep experience across the full Oracle ecosystem. Together we deliver strategy, licensing, implementation, managed services, and training all under one roof. This really means that you no longer need to coordinate between multiple vendors or navigate gaps between application and infrastructure teams. Mythics is one partner who understands the whole stack from PeopleSoft to OCI and everything in between. And we are focused on all sectors. So public sector, healthcare, higher education, commercial, really helping everyone to try and modernize their complex, highly regulated environments. And that's really what gives us a clear view into what's coming next, which is how AI is changing the way we deliver and support PeopleSoft. So I'm your presenter, Joe Finlinson. I am a Managing Director of Solution Strategy at Mythics. I came to Mythics through its acquisition of SpearMC, and I've spent more than 20 years leading PeopleSoft and Oracle projects across healthcare, public sector, logistics, finance, and higher education. My background spans software engineering, IT leadership, managed services, and compliance. I've been both a customer running large PeopleSoft environments and a consultant provider helping clients modernize and move their systems to the cloud. This dual perspective, seeing both sides as a customer and as a provider, has shaped how I think about modernization and what it really means for teams on the ground. And that's what we're really here to explore today, is how OCI or how AI is transforming OCI into an intelligent platform and how PeopleSoft is evolving right alongside it. We'll look at what's new, what's possible, and how these advancements are changing the way that we manage, support, and improve PeopleSoft environments. So, setting the stage. When we think about AI, most people's minds go to the applications, the things we interact with every single day. Chatbots, analytics, smart recommendations. All of this is great, but it's really only part of the story. The real transformation that we're seeing is happening underneath in the platform and the infrastructure that makes everything else possible. Oracle really has been leading the charge here. You can see this with their multi-billion-dollar deal that they just struck with OpenAI. They've really moved from AI for users to AI for systems. And While that seems like a small shift in language, it's actually a big shift in capability. It means intelligence isn't just added on top, it's built into the core. And that's changing what it means to run enterprise systems like PeopleSoft. AI now helps manage the platform itself, automatically scaling, optimizing, and balancing workloads based on what's happening in the environment in real time. So it can see usage trends, help predict demand, and tune performance before anyone needs to step in. So instead of IT teams spending hours manually adjusting settings or reacting to issues, they're able to focus on bigger things like improving service delivery, planning upgrades, and supporting your business goals. So it's really just the same environment behaving differently. It's more adaptive, more self aware. And that's what makes this time in IT exciting. We're not just using AI to make the interface smarter, we're using AI to make the entire system smarter. So as we go through the rest of this presentation, I want you to keep that in mind. AI isn't sitting on top anymore. It's woven through every layer. As you kind of see the little graphic that I built there, it's going through applications, platforms, and infrastructure, quietly simplifying the entire stack. It's easy to think of AI as being something new, but what's changed recently is what's underneath, the platforms that finally make it practical. So why now? Why does it matter now? Now that we've seen how AI is transforming platforms and systems themselves, let's talk about kind of the drivers for change. The simple truth is that systems and workloads have really become more complex than they ever were in the history of computing. Every organization today runs across multiple environments, even multiple clouds, on-prem, cloud, hybrid, um, Oracle, AWS, Azure, Google. All of this is interconnected. And really, we're expected to keep everything performing perfectly all the time. And this complexity and this expectation creates friction. It's not just like technical overhead, it's operational drag. Teams are spending more time managing systems than they are improving them. And that model, where you wait for the next upgrade to optimize something, just isn't working anymore. The pace of change is too fast. By the time you plan and execute one optimization, the workload, the demand, and the technology underneath has already shifted. So the new expectation is that we are continuously optimizing systems, and that the systems need to be able to tune and adapt themselves in real time, not once or twice a year as we apply updates. And this is where AI truly becomes a force multiplier. It's not about replacing people, it's about helping teams operate smarter without adding headcount. AI can take on many things, repetitive monitoring, resource balancing, predictive analysis, all of these things that drain our time but don't create value. This frees your team, your experts, to focus on solving business problems, not infrastructure puzzles. And for IT leaders, that shift is really quite powerful. It means you can handle more complexity, you can support more innovation, and you can deliver better outcomes, all with the same or even smaller teams. That's what makes this moment so interesting. AI isn't just a technical advance, it's a new way to run your systems. So as we keep moving forward, keep this in mind. The drivers for change aren't just about cost or performance, they're about resilience, adaptability, and scale. And AI is what makes all three of those possible. And that brings us to where Oracle has taken this idea even further by building it into the database itself. So, was it last week or the week before? Everything's blurring together. I think it was the week before, was Oracle AI World. And at Oracle AI World, they've now rebranded the database. Instead of calling it the Oracle database, they now call it the Oracle AI database. And at the conference, they also introduced a new version of the database called 26 AI. So really, Oracle has done something quite remarkable. They've taken the world's most trusted enterprise database, the same one that you use to run PeopleSoft and that runs many other large software suites, e-business suite, and countless ERP systems around the world, and they've made it AI native. This means that the database itself can now understand, reason, and automate, not just store data. I want you to think about that for a minute. That's pretty profound. Let's explore what this means in plain English. It starts with vectors, and I promise you this is as technical as we're going to get today. Think about a vector as a fingerprint, albeit a mathematical one. It captures the meaning of information. So vectors are a fingerprint that says what something is. So instead of searching for exact words, you can search for context. So you could say, show me customers that look like this one. And the database understands like this one, understands what like this one means. Okay, so now we have vectors, and embeddings are how we create those fingerprints, turning text and images and data, transactions, into patterns that AI can understand. And finally, agentic workflows take all of this a step further. Think about small automated assistants that live inside the database, monitoring, analyzing, and even acting on your data. So for example, an agent might detect a data quality issue, flag it, and correct it automatically without any human intervention. All of this is happening right now inside the database engine, unified across all sorts of different data, whether that's relational, JSON, graph, spatial. You don't have to add any extra systems. You don't have to add any extra plugins. There's no integration. All of this is being delivered in the database out of the box. And this is huge. This is absolutely huge. So as we move to the middle of the slide, and we think about data and intelligence, traditionally, if you wanted to run AI, you had to copy your data out of the database, you had to move that data somewhere else and into a separate model or data lake. And there you had to vectorize, as we talked about. You have to vectorize and you basically do semantic embedding on that data so that AI can understand it. With 26AI, the AI running inside the database, nothing leaves your security boundary. It reads over both structured and unstructured data all together, all already vectorized and embedded, and therefore instantly searchable. So this enables something else called RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. And what that allows you to do is that when a large language model doesn't know an answer, it can look directly into your data, your policies, your transactions, your logs, find the context, and then provide a grounded answer based on not just what the model knows, but what your system is and knows. So this can save a lot of time. It eliminates the risk of hallucination, and it gives you AI that actually knows your business. So here's the best part. All of this is fully backward compatible. Everything that runs on Oracle today, PeopleSoft being an example of that, keeps running exactly the same tomorrow. So because PeopleSoft is certified on 23 AI, you can upgrade to 26 AI today, and PeopleSoft is still certified on 26 AI. So you get all of this out of the box without having to go through an upgrade, a major upgrade, and without having to go through recertification. This is groundbreaking. So when we say native AI database, this isn't just a buzzword, it's a simplification. Your systems get smarter without new infrastructure. Your systems get faster because AI is built in, not bolted on. And for PeopleSoft, that means you'll be able to get real-time insight, predictive operations, and less manual work. And all because you're already running on the Oracle database. So sorry to those of you that are running on SQL Server, but for those of you that are running on Oracle database, this is just out of the box, ready here for you, and you could do it today. So once intelligence lives inside your data, inside your database, the next idea is kind of giving it a home. A cloud platform built specifically for AI. And that's where OCI comes in. So let's look at the foundation underneath all of this, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. On OCI, AI isn't just a feature, it's been built directly into the platform itself. So OCI uses AI for predictive autoscaling, for tuning, and anomaly detection. And this means that instead of waiting for something to go wrong or for your usage to spike, OCI is able to anticipate it, learning from historical telemetry and automatically scaling up or down ahead of time based on what is seen in the environment. So the same models that detect anomalies before they impact performance are also able to detect changes in the environment. So configuration drift or memory leaks, and we can trigger alerts or even autonomous corrective action based on what we see here. So the environment is able to stay stable and efficient without manual tuning. This same intelligence powers resource optimization. So OCI continuously analyzes workloads across compute, database, and storage, and then recommends ways to improve performance while reducing cost. This isn't just a sales claim. This is what Oracle's Cloud Advisor and Optimizer services are designed to do. And you get those as a part of your OCI subscription. They're surfacing actionable recommendations like resizing instances, reclaiming unused storage, um, or even switching to more efficient resource shapes. In other words, the platform doesn't just run workloads, it learns and optimizes workloads. And because OCI is built this way, it integrates seamlessly with the autonomous database and with PeopleSoft Cloud Manager. And that integration means that PeopleSoft customers can take advantage of the same AI-driven monitoring and auto-scaling and optimization without building or managing that intelligence themselves. You heard Paco yesterday talk about uh, the investment that Oracle has made in Cloud Manager. And this is really a perfect example of how Cloud Manager is able to further optimize and take advantage of the AI that is provided by the OCI platform and make it even more powerful for PeopleSoft itself. So at the end of the day, the result is faster performance, better availability, and lower administrative overhead. All of this delivered through a platform that is getting smarter the longer you use it and the more people that use it. And this is what Oracle means when it talks about AI inside the infrastructure, not just putting AI tools on top. Oracle is looking at making the cloud itself adaptive and predictive through the use of AI. And this is what we mean when we say that OCI is an AI platform. It's infrastructure that learns, and that the intelligence is flowing up, powering everything from databases to your applications. So what does all of that mean for the systems we use every day? For example, PeopleSoft. And bringing this closer to home, this is where we start to find that AI is able to make a real difference. So we've been talking about how AI transforms platforms and infrastructure. Now we're seeing that same intelligence enhancing PeopleSoft itself. And perhaps the most notable of these, or more notable area, is in analytics. What used to be manual or a report-driven process is quickly becoming a smarter adaptive system that learns from your data in real time. Some exciting potentials, some possibilities and potentials for PeopleSoft teams. First, AI simplifies integration with machine learning models. You no longer need heavy customization or heavy custom development to connect PeopleSoft data to modern AI frameworks. Whether you're looking to predict payroll variances or forecasting purchase demand or analyzing employee trends, PeopleSoft can now share this data seamlessly with AI models running on OCI or in the database itself or other platforms. This is a huge step forward in reducing effort and complexity. Second, it supports advanced reporting and anomaly detection. And you can think about this as being an active dashboard instead of a static dashboard. You're able to get intelligent reporting that highlights your exceptions or your risks, and even make recommendations in real time based on what's going on with the data in the tables as it is. So this system begins to help you gain insight that used to take an analyst hours or days to manually compile and review, now delivered in minutes with an AI assistant. And this is what we mean when we say we're talking about smarter PeopleSoft analytics. Thirdly, this positions PeopleSoft for future AI extension. So as Oracle continues to evolve the ecosystem, um, your PeopleSoft is ready to evolve with it and take that on. So AI won't be something that you're going to bolt on. It's something that is built in. And PeopleSoft is ready, will be ready for predictive analytics, automated testing, and even intelligent recommendations. All of these capabilities will keep expanding. And it means that your investment in PeopleSoft today will continue to set yourself up for success in the long term. So when we talk about AI and PeopleSoft, it's not just about modernization, it's about making PeopleSoft smarter, more connected, more predictive, and more capable than ever before. So when most people think about AI in PeopleSoft, you're picturing dashboards or chat bots, likely something that's user facing. But some of the most powerful changes that we're seeing are happening behind the scenes, as we spoke about before. Things that are happening in the operational layer where we manage and maintain our environments. This is where AI is quietly doing some of its very best work. For years, tasks like provisioning, patching, and refresh cycles have been manual, repetitive, and very dependent on human timing. So we've built some great discipline around these processes, but we have not built a lot of intelligence around these processes. Now, with AI, PeopleSoft is able to recognize patterns, the kinds of patterns that administrators have known intuitively. So it could detect when performance starts to drift or when a configuration is out of alignment. And AI can do this very often before any human would ever notice. Health scoring and drift detection aren't new ideas, but what's different now is that the system is able to learn continuously. It's watching telemetry, it's looking at the response times, at the app behaviors, at the usage patterns, and it's correlating all of these signals automatically. So instead of administrators going hunting through the logs for problems, the system is able to bring the insight to the administrator. So for administrators and DBAs, this is a huge game changer. It means fewer late nights spent chasing refresh schedules or reacting to alerts after the fact. The system is beginning to handle what used to be manual, things like provisioning or patching, proactively, and it starts to behave more like a colleague who's always got your back. And for leadership teams, this is about more than convenience. It's about resilience. We're talking about fewer outages, faster patch cycles, and a more predictable environment. So AI isn't replacing expertise, it's amplifying it. It's taking the hours that used to go into maintenance and giving them back to your team for tasks like optimization or for modernization, for the kind of work that moves the organization forward. What's happening here is the foundation of something much, much bigger. This is how PeopleSoft is going to become self-optimizing, learning from its own telemetry, anticipating what's next, and getting smarter over time. And the beauty of all of this, the same intelligence, the one that's reshaping how we operate behind the scenes, is also beginning to transform how people experience PeopleSoft every day. And that's where we'll go next. So PeopleSoft's evolution with AI is really about more than automation. It's about creating a more human experience. We expect that our systems understand our intent, not just how we're clicking or how we're filling out a form. And that's really where Oracle is taking PeopleSoft. So with natural language queries, analysts and managers or even end users can now ask direct questions. Questions like, show me the turnover rate in my department, or how is my budget tracking this quarter? And then PeopleSoft will respond in plain English. No reports to run, no pivot tables to build, just a conversation. And this conversation reduces friction and helps non-technical users engage with data more confidently. So predictive analytics personalizes the experience for each user. So instead of static dashboards, PeopleSoft starts surfacing what matters most: upcoming approvals, anomalies, performance trends, and often before users may even go looking for it. So for HR, finance, and supply chain, it becomes more like a digital advisor. This position is trending over budget, or this supplier's performance score dropped. This supplier's performance score dropped 3 points this month. This is why. These invoices may be duplicates. It's still PeopleSoft. It's just more aware and more responsive to your users' needs. What's powerful is that in all of this, it all will work with your PeopleSoft as it is today. No major upgrades, no big rebuild. These AI services layer on top of what's already running inside of the environments that you're already using today. So let's take a look at what this could look like in action. So here is a simple demo that has been plugged into ChatGPT. And what we'll see here is a user going to manager self-service and clicking on a user and saying, generate AI summary. And AI is reading all of that user's employment record and then creating a summary that would have come off of multiple pages inside PeopleSoft and delivering this in one readable view for the manager. And yeah, this is a really simple use case. Certainly the graphic could be prettier. We could do a lot more, and we could do it better, and we could use different AI. But the point I'm trying to illustrate here is that this is PeopleSoft as you currently know it. It's PeopleSoft reaching out to a very commercially available product, in this case, ChatGPT. There's not a lot of crazy integration. It's literally just taking the information and reading it and summarizing it. So this is what an application could look like. And there are many others. Let's look at another one. So this is a student portal. And you can see that we've got a campus bot and a conversation going on over here. And this is not like Picasso chatbot. This is the AI-enabled chatbot. So we can see here, the user asks, what are their holds? And now they're saying, Okay, when are the examinations going to start? And what we saw there, ooh, sorry, that went too fast. When are the examinations going to start? So examinations are scheduled on different dates based on course type. Please contact your academic advisor to get more information about the examination schedule. Okay, so over here, we've got the next one here, we've got user can't log in, help, and they're surfacing them to the help desk. Next question they're asking down here is, can you help me enroll, help me understand what my enrolled classes are? And it wants to know. And so it's saying, yeah, I can help you with that. And then it goes out to the database and it finds it. This is an example of a natural language query where it was able to go out to PeopleSoft. It was able to find that user's schedule and come back and give them an answer in just plain English, a plain English answer about whatever's going on. And again, this is a contrived example on demo data, but you could imagine how this could work for your environment. And really, building something like this is not a stretch. You don't need a product to do this. This is yes, it's like a bolt-on. Okay. So to this point, we've really looked at how Oracle is embedding AI into its platforms. We've talked about how it can work in PeopleSoft and in the database. And we've even looked at it down at the OCI level. So now I want to shift and talk about what this means in practice. So how we at Mythics are using these same technologies to solve real business problems. And this is where the conversation shifts from pure technology to possibility. Okay. And I like to think about this in kind of three major areas. First, the application layer. So we at Mythics we're helping customers use AI inside PeopleSoft and eBusiness Suite and their own custom apps to make work simpler. Imagine an HR manager summarizing an employee's record with one click, as we just showed, or a finance analyst typing what expenses are trending up this quarter and getting a clear answer in seconds. This is what we mean when we say AI augments people, it doesn't replace them. So we're trying to help people be more efficient with their time and help them get to answers more quickly. The next area where we kind of look at how to help organizations, or where we're even applying it ourselves, is in operations. And this is where AI can get predictive, helping us find issues before they become problems. Our managed services teams are using models that automatically scale OCI environments based on usage patterns. We're able to detect configuration drift. We're able to correlate logs to uncover anomalies that it would take humans hours to be able to search through and find. The result here is fewer surprises, more stable environments, faster recovery, and of course, better sleep for our DBAs. And the third area where we're looking at AI internally is, as a company ourselves, we're using AI to make our own teams more effective, deploying co-pilots that can help draft documentation, models that help analyze service tickets and suggest resolutions, and building dashboards that are helping us predict delivery risk. These same tools that improve how we operate internally are tools that we are looking to take to our customers. So across applications, operations, and our own processes, one thing has become very clear. It's that AI isn't a product we sell, it's a way we think about improving situations. And that's really what this next section is about, how we approach AI. So first, we're composable. We don't build one giant AI system and hope that it fits everyone. We take Oracle's AI capabilities, things like large language models, their analytics, autonomous services, and we connect them as building blocks. And this keeps projects lightweight, flexible, and low risk. The next approach, next tenet of our approach is that things must be practical. So every pilot has a purpose, saving hours in something, saving hours in patching, improving forecasting accuracy, reducing ticket resolution time. There has to be a practical reason to do what we're looking for. If we can't measure it, we're not going to do it. And third, we're collaborative. So we learn from our own operations and we share those learnings with our customers. So every internal experiment becomes a blueprint that we could apply to another organization. And this feedback loop is what keeps our managed services evolving month after month. And this really shows you that AI isn't just theory anymore. It's a part of how we manage infrastructure and how we make decisions. So at Mythics, we see AI as a connective tissue, something that links applications, platforms, and people. And really the art of the possible, it's just beginning. So all of these examples prove the potential, but the real question is, how could your own PeopleSoft environment use AI today? So I know a lot of PeopleSoft teams hear AI and think, yeah, Joe, that's great, but it's not for us, not right now. And the truth is, you don't have to move to the cloud or rebuild anything to start using AI. There are real practical ways that you can make your PeopleSoft smarter right where they are today. And that's what's exciting. These aren't futuristic ideas. These are things that we're already helping customers do. You could start with monitoring and compliance. We know how many moving parts are here. Process schedulers, web servers, SQR jobs. It's a ton to keep track of. With anomaly detection, AI learns what your normal looks like and can tell you when something's off. Maybe there's a payroll process that's running 30% longer than usual, or a config change that happened outside of an approved window. AI can surface those instantly. It's like having an extra team member. So monitoring compliance is one area. Another area is automation and patching. If you've ever gone through this, which you all have, you know how much time goes into sorting through what changed. And this is the place that AI can save you hours. Instead of digging through hundreds of release notes, a generative AI model could summarize the key impacts for you in seconds. These agents can handle repetitive steps, validations, logs, even recommending next actions. The intent here is really to clear noise so your team can focus on things that matter. And on the far right here, we see insight and support. So this is probably my favorite. Imagine being able to ask, show me all open positions in finance, or what's causing our overtime costs to spike, and having that answer come back in plain English. This is available now using natural language querying against your PeopleSoft data. If you're on 23AI already, this is in the database ready to go. Another example may be thinking about how AI could help your help desk. AI co-pilots could summarize tickets and suggest fixes based on past incidents. This is the kind of automation that feels personal, and it makes your work easier, faster, and hopefully a little bit less stressful. So the point here is you can start today. You don't have to wait for a migration or for a major upgrade. The tools exist, and our team here can help you apply them safely, incrementally, and in ways that make sense for your environment. Because in the end, it isn't about replacing people, it's about giving your people better tools. Smarter systems, happier teams, fewer late nights. So if those are the opportunities, this is what your first steps might look like. So let's make this real, okay? Every quarter, the CPU patch window rolls around. There's a new patch bundle, a new set of release notes, and you've probably got documentation about what's happened before. The same questions come up every single time. What's changing? What systems does this affect? What should we test first? It's familiar, it's necessary, and it's still way too manual. So this is where we can start exploring. And it's the perfect place to start adding intelligence. So the knowledge you need is already there. It's in Oracle's patch documentation, and it's in your own configuration tables, service tickets, and test logs. The challenge is finding it quickly and understanding what this means for you. With generative AI and retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, we can connect these sources into a private knowledge base. And now you can ask questions instead of searching for answers. Which app servers were touched by the last CPU patch? Did we see similar post-patch errors before? Which database dependencies should we test first? These are questions that used to take an afternoon to trace out that you can now answer in seconds. And this would move us from the explore, or the something we wish just worked smarter, into a pilot. A lightweight pilot that uses Gen AI with RAG to read your patch history, your environment, your notes, and your change logs. It doesn't replace your processes. It just gives your admins a conversational layer on top of it. So instead of digging through documentation, you could ask those questions. It's fast, it's secure, and it's useful. And then finally, when you see that works, you may want to apply that same methodology or to an expand state. You could expand it to application of PUM images, or selective adoption, or a people tools upgrade. The same Gen AI model that can analyze the release documentation and compare it to your environment is the same model that you could use for these larger tasks. And over time, the AI will learn your patterns. It'll see what has broken before, what never breaks, and it will start to anticipate risk and be able to advise you. This is an area that looks a little bit scary, or you need to watch this more closely. So again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but none of this requires a migration or a massive project. It's about using tools that are already available and taking these first intelligent steps. Every PeopleSoft team can do this. Some already are. The key is starting small, learning quickly, and building momentum. And that's how PeopleSoft gets smarter. One patch, one insight, one confident step at a time. So, when people think about AI, they often imagine something futuristic, something that's far away from where you are today. But it doesn't start there. It starts with curiosity, with a simple question. What's something that we wish worked a little bit smarter, as we saw in the last slide? For one team, the question might be about patching. For another, it might be about compliance. Those questions, the real everyday ones, are where AI fits best. And you can begin right where you are. So AI for PeopleSoft isn't about replacing what works. It's about freeing people to focus on what matters: insights, services, improvement. The hardest part usually isn't a technology one. It's about giving ourselves permission to start small. So maybe the better question is, where do we begin? It's what is the first step that makes sense for us? And that's where I'd like to open this up. So you've seen how we're thinking about AI for PeopleSoft. We have a few minutes, and I'd love to hear how you're thinking about it. What's one area in your environment where you could imagine doing something different, something that saves time, reduces risk, or helps your team work smarter? So with that, I'll stop talking, and maybe we can go and take a look at the chat or at the questions. Looks like it's in the chat. So Brian says, we saw some performance reduction when upgrading to 23 AI with our PeopleSoft. Will we see more performance reduction, or should upgrading to 26 AI be seamless? I think that if we turn everything on in 26 AI, I would expect that you may see some degradation in performance, which may mean that you have to have a little bit more database capability, memory, and processor to support the new features, speaking honestly. Is this chatbot able to maintain session state across conversations, and does it implement row-level security? Says Rajneesh. So that was a proof of concept chatbot. We're able to build a chatbot that meets whatever the requirements are. So yes, it could implement row-level security, and yes, you can have history across conversations. You would have to store that state, but it's not terribly difficult. Certainly something that could be done. Jill says, we're interested in using AI for data integrity checks, compliance monitoring, exception reporting, and autofix. And Jill, those are perfect examples where you can apply agentic AI agents to go in and do the exception reporting and fixing, to do data integrity checking and fixing, compliance monitoring. This is all right in the light. This is right aligned with what we've been talking about today. Very good use cases there. Rajneesh says, how would the overall architecture look like once the AI capabilities are implemented? I'm not sure quite what you mean with that, but you could think about the AI as effectively being another integration for your system, and you could use Integration Broker to connect to an AI service. If you're on 26 AI or 23 AI, it's already in your database, so it's more about just enabling those capabilities and using them. They're exposed through lots of different modalities and methodologies, PLSQL being one of them. Pardeep says, is PeopleSoft AI capabilities for Oracle 19C? Yeah, you can do AI with 19C. 19C doesn't have native AI built into it, but you could use a different AI provider. You could use an Oracle AI provider. You could use Chat GPT, or you could use Claude or any of those, and bring those into PeopleSoft pretty seamlessly. That's kind of the beauty of the solution. Any other questions? Comments? Okay, so as we wrap up, um, I think these are the kinds of discussions that really matter the most. Just, how can we make the work simpler? And, really it's not about doing anything new, just about doing what we have been doing better. And that's what it's about. So thank you for, is there a user group that is focused on AI within Oracle? I think there is an AI innovators group here on Quest.